Well, let's start with the fact that I've spent my entire adult life on this campus. My journey started as an 18-year-old. I came here, I did my undergraduate degree here. But I can give you the high level summary here, okay, on my life with UMBC. I did my undergraduate studies here, met my husband here. My best friends and his best friends are graduates of UMBC. Our son is a student at UMBC. So I am born bred UMBC. This is all I know. I bleed black and gold. I tell people that all the time. It's been just a wonderful journey. It's been a blessing, to be able to spend your entire career at one place and really enjoy it and really love it. During my undergraduate career, I was very involved on campus, particularly in the residential community. I was involved in hall council, desk staff, desk manager, just very involved in the residential community. And so as I was preparing to graduate, I got a phone call from one of the administrators in Res Life. And he said, "What are you doing after the semester ends?" And I said, "Well, I don't have any, hard and core plans right now, but what do you have in mind?" And he said, "A position just opened up and we, invite you to apply for it." And I said, "Okay." So it was a programs assistant position. So I got to plan events and activities for the residential community. Fun job. Great. Couldn't ask for a better job. And then another opportunity opened up in Res Life for community director. And I felt like I wanted some experience, managing a community. And so they were very kind enough to allow me to have that position when it opened up. And so I did that. I worked in Res Life for about 3 years. And then I had one of the moments when I said, okay, enough of this. I need to get back on track. I need to pursue, get back on the plan. What was the plan? The plan was health administration, okay? So I had a conversation with I remember this well, I had a conversation with my then supervisor, who actually still works here. And I said, I think I need to move on and pursue, my dream of working in healthcare. And she said, "No, you need to be in higher ed. Higher ed needs you." And I said, "No, and besides, I want to make a lot of money." And she said, "You'll get over that." And she's right. So I remember, having that conversation, and I did end up leaving for a very short period of time. But then an opportunity opened up in the admissions office, and she and others called me and said, "You need to apply for that position. That position has your name on it." I said, "No, really, people, really, I need to go this way." So anyway, I ended up applying for the position, ended up getting the position, and that was an admissions counselor position, and absolutely loved the work. Loved the work. Everything about it was me. Like, I get paid to talk to people. Like, I get paid to go tell people what a great place this is. And so that's where everything sort of took off from there. The other day, I was in line to get something to eat, and this student walked up to me and she said, "Hi, you probably don't remember me." I said, "No, you look very, very familiar. Help me, recall." She said, "Summer orientation, new student orientation, end of the day, student crying." And I said, "Oh, yes, I remember well." We had new student orientation, long day. At the end of the day, we have what's called Retriever Roundup, where students and family members come back together, where representatives from various parts of the campus, student services areas are there, meeting and talking with students and family. So it came to an end. It wrapped up around 5:30. And I happened to look over, and everyone's gone. Everyone's leaving. We're literally cleaning up. And I happened to look over, and I see this student sitting in the corner and looks distressed. And I walked over and I said, "Hi." I said, "Can I help?" And she's bawling, just crying. And I said, what's going on? What can I help with? And so she starts to pour and she's telling me what's going on in her world. And, I knew it. The best I could do at that moment was to just listen. So I'm listening. And I happen to look over and one of my colleagues is walking by. It's 5:30, so it's the end of the workday. She's walking by and she sees us and she's like, "Can I help? Is there something going on?" I said, she needs a sister circle right now. And so we literally sat there at 5:30 in the Commons Marketplace and we're just listening. And so after she was able to get herself together and we could see her off, what's beautiful about that is the after work that happened. So my colleague and I stood there in the Commons and we just start strategizing. Okay, we need to connect her to the Women's Center. We need to do this. We need to check on her. We need to email her, call her, And so that night I reached out to the student via email, connected her with Jess Myers in the Women's Center, and I sent a little side note to Jess. I said, "Jess, call me in the morning, okay?" Jess called me first thing in the morning. She's like, "What's the background?" I shared with her, and she says, "We got it, Yvette. We're going to do this, that, and the other." But fast forward, this young lady, she tells me in the at the food court, she says, "I am thriving at UMBC right now." And I said, "Thriving?" I said, "That is wonderful." So I went back to my office and I said, "Oh gosh, I'm excited. Let me see what's going on with this student." So I'm looking up her record and I'm looking at her grades, which are amazing. I see that she's been named a recipient of one of our endowed scholarships. And I said to myself, "Girl, you are not thriving. You are slaying it." Okay. I was just so excited for her. So that to me is an example of a community coming together, for the student. I tell students all the time, I was like, have a plan, but be open, because you never know where that journey is going to take you. Because sometimes we can have blinders on and it's like, no, this is what I came to school to major in. This is what the plan was. I need to stay here. And all the signs could be saying that this is not the right plan. This is not really the best plan for you. But because you made that plan, you feel this obligation to stick with it. And that's sort of where I was headed. I was like, oh no, I gotta do the plan, gotta finish the plan. But it's important to be open and to be flexible and, see and listen to guidance, listen to advice and guidance and see where that journey takes you.